Well, it's that friggin' time of year again, folks. YouTube Rewind time. YouTube puts out a video that they think best represents what happened on YouTube throughout the whole year. And then all the YouTubers respond to it in negative ways. Last year, very famous year for YouTube Rewind, most disliked video in YouTube history. Unprecedented numbers set last year with the 2018 Rewind, but this year, somehow, they tried to recover, but made it worse. What up, DEANOMANIACs? My name is Dan Frampton, I'm a talented artist. Over here we got Munchie, the straight-edge Nutcracker. He's a genius influencer, and together, we're the last real band. We're the Dean Project, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. YouTube Rewind. What did they do? I didn't really go on Twitter, and I didn't really watch too many videos about this yet, because I wanted to come onto my channel with my kind of fresh take on it, because it might change the more opinions that I hear, you know, the more I reflect on it. But I just watched this thing, and I gotta reflect immediately. YouTube Rewind, YouTube Rewind, YouTube Rewind, YouTube Rewind, YouTube Rewind. Well, if you haven't seen the Rewind yet, I'm just about to ruin the whole thing for you. There's no sense in watching it. You can just go to Social Blade and look up all these stats that they showed in this video. Anyway, let's just fucking talk about this thing. It starts off, they're apologizing. They're like, oh my god, YouTube audiences, YouTube creators, we're so sorry. We did real bad last time, okay? We brought in a whole bunch of creators, but we really just wanted to make it look like we were a corporate, amazing thing for people to advertise with. And that didn't really go over so well. A whole bunch of memes came from it. And they were like, oh, we're so sorry. We're gonna do what you want. Of course we're gonna do what you want. We're gonna include all the creators that you wanted in Rewind. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do what you want. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Everything that happened on YouTube that was sick this year is gonna be in this video. We're talking about the Mr. Trees thing that went down. We're talking about the Jeffree Star Shane thing that was happening there. We're talking about the James Charles drama, all that sort of stuff. That's gonna be in this. That's gonna be all those crazy moments that were insane view drivers. No, it wasn't any of that. Didn't turn out to be any of that whatsoever. It went through a whole bunch of different categories, okay? And the categories were, I think, like most viewed creator, okay? And then there was most viewed music video. And then there was something like most liked video, whatever. It was just a bunch of lists. Top 10s, top 5s, in a list with some graphics. YouTube Rewind normally has a huge budget. A huge budget, they spend a lot of money on a bunch of creators. They fly them to a place and they shoot a real expensive production. And that didn't happen this year, they saved them ducats. Yeah, they saved a whole lot, heaps, loads of monies. They just made a top 10 video, something that resembles Watch Mojo or something like that. It's just like top 10 lists and top 5 lists. If that's what you're into, you can do that on your own. You can do that stuff on your own. Now, I'm not an idiot. Let me take that back. I'm not that much of an idiot, okay? I wouldn't come on here and critique this YouTube Rewind if I didn't have a possible solution, a possible better idea, perhaps, for this thing. Of course I have a better idea. I think all of you guys out there have better ideas too. But the thing about me having a better idea and you guys having better ideas is I know that you guys are probably gonna put in the time and make your own YouTube Rewinds that are so sick. Me? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna come on here and growl a little bit about it, and that's gonna be the end of that. At least they say PewDiePie made the entry this year, but no, they didn't really go into that T-Series story at all. Nah, they didn't talk about that one little bit. They brushed by it pretty quick. Yeah, they mentioned T-Series were the first to reach 100 million, but then that graphic left the screen really quick, and then they only mentioned PewDiePie when he was statistically relevant. Yeah, there wasn't really so much brought up about that one. Really, that was the biggest story that ever happened on YouTube. Yeah, that was the biggest story that's ever happened on the platform, and it was just brushed right by. They just brushed right by that. I don't know what was with that. Remember that whole T-Series thing? That whole T-Series PewDiePie thing? Yeah, it sprung that meme, subscribe to PewDiePie, and at first, subscribe to PewDiePie was cool. Everyone was doing it, but then it became kind of dangerous. It was tied to a whole heap loads of bad stuff, and maybe that's why they don't want to mention it, but that's not YouTube's fault, and that's not PewDiePie's fault at all. It's a huge story and it should be mentioned, it should be celebrated in YouTube Rewind 2019. In 2019, where was PewDiePie versus T-Series? That was the thing that defined the whole year to me. Above everything else, it was all about PewDiePie versus T-Series. Who's gonna be the first to reach 100 million subscribers? And it was sadly T-Series at the time. But then PewDiePie reached 100 million shortly thereafter. Where were you, YouTube Rewind? You really could have talked about that just a little bit, don't you think? Okay, this is going to be the words to part of the show that I always do here on the channel, and I'm going to talk directly to YouTube, directly to Team YouTube right here. I have the ideas. I know how you could have made this better. You would have had to spend some of the budget that you spent last time, but you really would have made a better product. Are you ready to hear this?
Are you gonna tell them the idea?
Of course, Munchie, I'm gonna tell them the idea. Why are you stalling?
Oh, well, I know it's a pretty good idea. I just don't know why you're just not hurrying it up and telling them. Why didn't you tell them at the very beginning?
Munchie, you're making it worse, okay? You're just interrupting me. You're not making it easy for me to tell the YouTube audience, the YouTube itself, at Team YouTube, my better idea for this stupid rewind thing.
Alright, well, you should really come up with it, because I think it was really a collaborative effort between me and you.
You're right, Munchie. It was a collaborative effort between me and you. We came up with it when we watched YouTube Rewind together. I was watching it, you were watching it, and we came up with an idea that would make YouTube Rewind great, that you can combine, this is it, alright, you ready? You can combine the ideas of last year and the ideas of this year, because I think it is pretty cool to, like, highlight what was the most liked, what was the most viewed, what was the most enjoyed, what was the most shared. That's amazing, alright? Then what you could have done from there is, from those lists, you fly those people to where you're at, YouTube. You fly the people on the lists to the place of the rewind, and then you get the list live. You get all these people, then you can do maybe little skits, maybe little whatevers based on these YouTubers' styles. That would have been so sick. And then the top music acts, they could have just been playing their songs. There's no problem with that, no issue with that. You get a bunch of creators, a bunch of hot songs, that's gonna really represent and encapsulate the year in one really amazing video. Wouldn't that be amazing? Isn't that mind-blowing? It seems so simple to me.
Yeah, man, that's like pretty goddamn simple idea.
Yeah, Munchie, but that's the whole thing about ideas, alright? You just take a simple little thing and you can make it real dope. So Rewind, the idea of Rewind is actually so cool. It's a good retrospective on the year, and in December, everybody wants their lists, you know what I mean? Everybody wants their best ofs. That's just a thing that happens in, like, consumer culture, you know? We're consuming media, we want to, like, reflect on what was really good, what was really bad that happened in the year that just happened. That's clear. Alright, so that's a really good idea, YouTube, that you have there. I think if you combine what you did and my idea, then you could have a really nice YouTube Rewind. But it's too friggin' late for that now, isn't it? YouTube Rewind. It's too late to rewind and make another rewind. You made your decisions, and then you made your video. You probably only hired one editor and maybe one graphic artist. You probably didn't spend that much money on it. These are my final thoughts, yeah. How are we supposed to feel? Like YouTubers provide value to the platform called YouTube that they're on. If you're skimming by them and not paying people any money, just putting up a shoddy little thing. And Being like, this is what our platform is about. And now we can put Pepsi ads. Now we can put Tide laundry ads. Now we can put all those other ads for Fords and Dodges and all those kinds of diapers or whatever in your pre-roll sections. Oh yeah, we got these advertisers now. We got these big old companies. And that's what we really need. Don't care about YouTubers. We just want to appease them quickly so they shut up. Oh YouTubers, why won't you shut up? Oh YouTubers, why won't you shut up? Quit making noise, YouTubers. I know this is called YouTube, but I'd rather if you watch Jimmy Kimmel, says Susan Wojcicki. She says I'd rather if you watched those ABC, NBC programs that we feature on the front page, that we feature in the trending, that we put in the recommended all the time. And we give the highest ad rates. We leave the highest ad rates, we give the most money, and we let them talk about serious, sensitive things. But if a YouTuber talks about a YouTube thing, talks about a serious thing, talks about a sensitive thing, oh God help them. God help them, they should be put down for talking about something that matters. They gotta be all sorts of vanilla. And that was really proven this year in Rewind. These are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts were that. So Munchie, if you were to slap a number rating on this video, what would you give it?
I don't know, dude. That's your job.
Good point. I'd give it a 2 Cold Scorpio. Alright, thank you for watching that load of horseshit that I call content. If you enjoyed it, remember, you can just scroll down a little bit, and then there's a little, like, a thumbs up icon, and if you click it, it turns blue! And that means that you put a like on it, and then you did it correctly, and that I like you. And then you could also hit the subscribe button, and the bell, and all those other YouTube things that YouTube really likes if you do. And then, if you have any suggestions or whatever, you can go down and put a comment, but most importantly,
join the Patreon!